Julianne Moore is a 4-time Academy Award nominee and a best-selling author.
And for last year's critically acclaimed portrayal of former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin in HBO's original movie Game Change. And as you remember, she earned both a Golden Globe and an Emmy for that role.
Well, she's played a lot of moms and one in real life, and now she's celebrating moms in a new picture book, My Mom is a Foreigner, but Not to Me. Julianne Moore, konnichiwa.
Hi. Good to have you here.
Yeah.
As many of us have grown up with foreign-born moms, this is a book that really comes from a place in your heart.
Yeah.
Your mother also foreign-born, right? So
Absolutely. My mother came from Scotland when she was 10 years old in 1950. And so I grew up with a very strong sense of my mother's culture, but not necessarily a sense of assimilation. I think lots of books about multiculturalism talk about that, about, oh, you know, we're all Americans and we all become Americans. But I think there's something interesting about the dichotomy between an American-born child and the culture of the foreign mom, that sort of tension.
Did that make your childhood a little bit more difficult? I mean, were there kids who treated you a different way? Was it strange to have people into your home? Was it hard for you?
No, it's not that it's difficult. I think Natalie will tell you. I think that, you know, kids will say, like, why did your mom talk funny?
Right.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, she doesn't talk funny. What do you
Right.
mean? And so you're not aware of those things. I guess there's certain kind of foods you have at home that other people don't have. Right. You think that, and you're like, oh, I can't believe my mother does all these things. You know, every kid's like that with their mother. But it's that idea that something could be so alien to the rest of the world, so familiar to you.
And your illustrator, who, I mean, it's a gorgeous book. I mean, she can really relate to this.
Isn't it amazing? She's from Hong Kong, but she lives in the Shetland Islands in Scotland with her family. So she herself is a foreign mom of a Scottish child. My mother was Scottish. So it's this weird kind of synchronicity. But yeah. She did a great job.
I have to say, my mom's from Champaign, Illinois, so I can't. I can't.
But she had that Midwest accent.
She did.
Right.
It was strange to have kids over the house.
But I did have that at home. It's so funny because I never noticed that my mother had an accent. She's Brazilian until I went to college, and then my friends told me, your mom has a strong accent. I was like, what? What are you talking
That's
about?
how she
No, she
talks.
doesn't. And then, you know, years later, I'm like, oh, I hear it now. I know what they're talking about.
I had some friends tell me about their, you know, their Italian mother making them bring food from home, and in the lunchroom they would have to heat it up in the microwave, and it was soup, and it exploded, and they wouldn't go. They were like, I'm not going up there. I'm not going up there. And everybody's like, oh, we didn't do it. That's not our food. You know, but
and in this sense, when we were growing up, it was, as you said, become more American. But today, it's about celebrating who you are and where you're from.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And you know, my mother used to say to me growing up, you know, you remember, you're not 100% American. You know, there's this other part of you that she wanted to make sure that she celebrated it. She didn't want it to disappear. It was very much who she was. And I think it's important for kids to know that they can have both. That's okay to have it all.
Julianne, you lost your mom not long ago. How did she inform the woman who's sitting here today?
Don't make me cry, man. I mean, you know, everything I do, everything I am, I owe to her. See, I done
This book is a beautiful tribute to her, actually. It's very nice.
Well, we talked about, I'll take your tears away for a little bit, because we talked about your role as Sarah Palin. And,
that'll make me stop crying.
Yeah, there you go. I knew I could turn you on.
What a transition. Wow.
I knew I could turn you on a dime like that.
What
Can
a
you
transition.
still do Sarah Palin?
No.
Not in your repertoire anymore?
I retired it.
So
but,
once you do a character, that's it, you're done
honestly,
with it?
I can't even remember the lines once I finished a job. I mean, like, I think I have great short-term memory. So I do what I do, and then the minute they say cut, it's gone. It's kind of gone out the window. I really don't remember it.
What preparation went into that, though?
It was a lot. It was about we had 2 months really to work on a lot of listening, basically.
Just like you're doing now, first day of school.
First day of school. I know it's crazy this week. There's so much going on.
Oh well, Julianne Moore, thank you so much. Good to see you. The book is My Mom is a Foreigner, but Not to Me.